There are crimes that shock you. There are crimes that anger you. And then there are crimes so disturbing that even speaking about them feels wrong. Japan is known for safety, for discipline, for order. Yet in 1988, behind the walls of an ordinary home, one of the most brutal crimes in modern history took place. Not in secret, not in isolation, but while people knew. This is the story of Junko Furuta, a story that proves evil doesn't always hide in darkness. Sometimes it hides in silence. Junko Furuta was 17 years old. She wasn't rebellious. She wasn't reckless. She wasn't chasing danger. She was a normal high school student in Saitama, Japan. She worked part-time. She had dreams. She trusted people. Her teachers described her as polite. Her classmates described her as quiet. She believed the world was mostly safe. On November 25th, 1988, that belief was taken from her forever. That evening, Junko finished her part-time job. She started walking home, the same route she had walked countless times. She never noticed she was being watched. 4 teenage boys followed her. They didn't grab her. They didn't scream. They spoke calmly. One of them told her he was connected to the Yakuza, Japan's most feared criminal organization. He said if she resisted, her family would be harmed. Fear doesn't need proof. It only needs belief. And Junko believed him. She walked with them. That decision would cost her 44 days of suffering. Junko was taken to a house owned by one of the boys' families. This is important. It was not an abandoned building. It was not hidden. It was a normal residential home. Inside that house, Junko was imprisoned. She was told repeatedly, "If you escape, your family dies." Her phone calls home were monitored. She was forced to lie, to say she ran away. At first, she still believed someone would save her. That hope didn't last long. What followed was not sudden violence. It was systematic. Each day, the abuse increased. She was denied food, denied sleep, denied dignity. She was treated as an object, not a person. The boys invited friends over. Strangers saw her. Some participated. Others watched. No one stopped it. This wasn't just a crime. It was collective cruelty. This part is the hardest to accept. Junko screamed. For days, for nights. Neighbors heard her. They assumed it was family trouble. They assumed it wasn't their business. Some were afraid of gang involvement. Some simply didn't care. No one called the police. Junko wasn't invisible. She was ignored. People often ask, why didn't she escape? Because fear can imprison you even when doors are unlocked. She was constantly threatened, constantly watched, constantly broken down. Her sense of time disappeared. Her sense of hope disappeared. She was conditioned to believe escape meant death for her family. This wasn't just physical torture. It was psychological destruction. By the final weeks, Junko's body was failing. She could barely move, barely speak. Still, the abuse continued. At any moment, someone could have ended it. A phone call, a knock on the door, one act of courage. None came. On January 4th, 1989, after 44 days, Junko Furuta died. Not because help didn't exist, but because it never arrived. Her body was disposed of, as if her life meant nothing. But crimes this severe leave echoes. Eventually, the truth surfaced. And when it did, Japan was forced to look at itself. The killers were arrested. But here's what shocked the world. They were juveniles. Their names were hidden. Their sentences reduced. Some served only a few years. Junko lost her future. They got another chance at life. Justice was spoken of, but never delivered. This is not just Junko's story, it's a warning. Evil doesn't always look terrifying. Sometimes it looks ordinary, and silence is often the loudest accomplice. Forgetting Junko Furuta would be the final injustice. If this story stayed with you, it's supposed to. Subscribe if you believe stories like this should never be forgotten. Because remembering is the only justice some victims ever receive.